is Wednesday, July 15. Welcome to CGN News. The Bahamas Health Ministry says that effective immediately, persons planning on visiting the country must complete a Bahamas health visa application as well as present a negative COVID-19 RT-PCR test. All travelers will be required to complete an electronic Bahamas health visa application before departure from the place of embarkation. The Bahamian government will accept the negative COVID-19 RT-PCR swab test if the sample was taken within 10 days of arrival. Tests over 10 days old will not be accepted, this according to the ministry. Jamaica's Minister of Local Government, Desmond Mackenzie, on Tuesday announced that small outdoor events, amusement parks, water attractions, sports bars and daycare centers, as well as summer camps will, as of July 21, be allowed to resume operations. Outlining the protocols for the resumption, which will end on July 31, Mackenzie said social distancing, mask wearing and sanitizing rules must be in place. Among the events which are allowed are small outdoor concerts, parties, round robins, launches, religious celebrations and festivals. Mackenzie, however, stressed that no event can be held without a permit from the municipal corporation. The Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, postponed its meeting yesterday after a private citizen filed legal action seeking to prevent it from using certified results as the final say in the disputed March 2 regional and general elections. CMC is reporting that 3 government-nominated members on GECOM told reporters that the chairman, retired Justice Claudette Singh, had been served with the court action filed by private citizen Misenga Jones. The matter was scheduled to be heard in the High Court today at 10 a.m. Jones is seeking a number of reliefs, including asking the High Court to compel GECOM to use the 10 district declarations in announcing the winner of elections. The U.S. Consulate General is beginning a phased resumption of routine visa services. An announcement on the agency's website stated that although the Department of State's suspension of routine visa services remain in place, the U.S. Embassy in Kingston is processing certain mission-critical and emergency immigrant and non-immigrant visa cases. Among the urgent cases listed on the website are immigrant cases such as visa classes for spouses and minors, persons under 21 years of age, of U.S. citizens. According to the site, the Immigrant Visa Unit is working to reschedule appointments for applicants in these visa classes who had their previously scheduled appointments cancelled in March and April. For non-immigrant visas, they will be processing the cases deemed mission-critical, such as visas for certain H-2 applicants and some medical professionals, as well as emergency visa requests. Overseas now, the U.S. government has cancelled plans to strip the visas of foreign students who will be taking all classes online this fall. The rule had created a dilemma for thousands of Caribbean and other foreign students who stayed in the U.S. after their colleagues shifted to remote learning during the coronavirus pandemic. The U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) agency had said students could face deportation if they did not comply with the rules. The reversal was announced at the start of a hearing in a federal lawsuit brought by Harvard University and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. U.S. District Judge Alison Burroughs said on Tuesday that federal immigration authorities agreed to pull the July 6 directive and, quote, return to the status quo, end quote. Large numbers of foreign students travel to the U.S. to study every year and are a significant source of revenue for universities. A statue of a slave trader removed by anti-racism protesters in the UK city of Bristol last month has been replaced, in secret, with a sculpture of a black woman who helped pull it down, according to an Al Jazeera news report. The new statue shows Black Lives Matter protester Jen Reed standing militantly with her fist raised. It occupies the space where a statue of slave trader Edward Colston stood before crowds threw it into Bristol Harbour. Titled A Surge of Power, the sculpture by artist Mark Quinn was put in place early on Wednesday without the knowledge of Bristol City Council. Reed was at the early morning unveiling and reportedly told the Guardian newspaper that it was just incredible. New York added 4 states to its travel blacklist Tuesday, meaning those residents must quarantine for 14 days on arrival. The AFP news agency reports that the full list now stands at 22, with the addition of Minnesota, New Mexico, Ohio, and Wisconsin. Governor Andrew Cuomo announced in a statement that Delaware has been removed from the list. The number of states on the list has nearly tripled in about 3 weeks, a sign of the resurgence in virus cases in several parts of the country, especially the Sun Belt. The list includes Florida, California, and Texas, the nation's 3 most populous states where the number of cases has exploded. New York is 4th in terms of population. Until now, there has been no formal quarantine control operation. Ethiopia is now in its 3rd week of internet shutdown following days of deadly unrest, as the government in Africa's diplomatic and aviation hub says it's trying to prevent speech that could further inflame ethnic tensions. The unrest began with the killing of singer and activist Hachalu Hundessa, who was shot dead a few weeks ago. The artist's work is reportedly associated with the movement that saw the removal of Ethiopia's prime minister. The internet cut means nearly 110 million people are without service and seeing the economy taking a battering. An update by internet monitoring group NetBlocks on Tuesday evening said some fixed-line internet had started to return, but the more widespread mobile internet remained cut. Sex workers in Bolivia are preparing for a life in the coronavirus era with new equipment such as gloves, bleach, and see-through raincoats. A 30-page coronavirus security manual was drawn up by the Organization of Night Workers of Bolivia, the OTN. The World Health Organization says that based on current evidence, the coronavirus cannot be sexually transmitted. The Associated Press reports that Bolivia has over 48,000 confirmed cases of the coronavirus. Similar rules drawn up by Swiss sex workers in May called for masks to be worn if possible and for people to keep 1 forearm length apart during intercourse. The rules acknowledge that some of the Swiss government's preferred outcomes, such as plexiglass screens between customers and staff, are not achievable in brothels. China says it will retaliate after U.S. President Donald Trump ordered an end to preferential trade treatment for Hong Kong. In a statement on Wednesday, China's foreign ministry said it, quote, firmly opposes and strongly condemns, end quote, the Hong Kong Autonomy Act, which unanimously passed the U.S. Congress earlier this month. It approves sanctions on Chinese officials and banks over Beijing's clampdown in Hong Kong. The Chinese warning came amid mounting tensions with the U.S., not just over Hong Kong, but also over trade, the global coronavirus pandemic, China's military buildup in the South China Sea, and its treatment of Uyghur Muslims in the western region of Xinjiang. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.